Hello everybody. I got a video we're going to do today that is one I've been waiting for anxiously. This is my Charles Daly 1911 45 auto. And if you guys watch, I've done a lot of videos on this gun, and this is one that I decided to do like a customized 1911 project with. That has been on my bucket list since I started shooting 1911s in the early 90s. I always wanted to take one and just kind of build it and just do some custom work. And this gun, when I first bought it, that wasn't the intent. I just bought it. I didn't have an entry-level 1911 at the time, so I bought it and really like this gun. So we'll just go over the things I've done to it. So this started out live as the cheapest 1911 at Cabela's. I think the base price on this was 400 bucks. Pretty entry-level stuff. So as you can see, the grips on this guy is just amazing. Thank you, Boyd. Appreciate that. These are some just Elkhorn grips. I love the look of stag grips on all handguns. Don't matter double action revolver, single action, 1911s. I love this look of the stag grip. I've put the extended beaver tail grip safety on it just because it was giving me some hammer bite. And then I've just kind of doctored the hammer on my own. So the hammer is the stock hammer with me. I filed the end, just took the burr off it, or the end of it off just a little bit so it fit. So that extended beaver tail. And then the latest addition is some Dawson precision sights. I love these Bolmar style sights. Thank you, Nate, for doing the machine work for me. I had a good friend do this machine work, very minimal cost to me. I greatly appreciate that. He did a fantastic job on it. I have always wanted a 1911 with those sights. Back in the 90s, the Colt Gold Cups was the only thing you could buy with adjustable sights. Of course, today, I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to 1911s. With anything you want, everything you want, it's available. I'm into these. I mean, I'm into this gun, pretty reasonable price. Really, you know, with these additions, I don't know, maybe I could have bought a custom one for the same money, but this has just been a fun project, super fun project. So you can see the sights are up just a little bit. I've kind of done some preliminary sight in. I wanted to make sure I was even, you know, close to paper or whatever, but the machinist did a fantastic job on this. Everything seems to be sight. I think I'm pretty close on paper, so we're gonna go, we're gonna do some more shooting, some more groups for sure. And I may, at some point, see how that sight's up just a little bit. See, I could file the front sight down, and then I could lower this. Let's see, if I filed the front down, that would raise it up. So yeah, I would want to lower this to get it. So it doesn't look bad to me. Tell me what you guys think. I think I'm gonna probably just run with it the way it is right now. I don't think I'm gonna go after that front sight. So Dawson Precision, fantastic products. I don't work for anybody. Nobody sponsors this channel. So everything, if I say, it's just coming from the heart. So bought a few things from Dawson. I mean, delivery times was great. I think the cost was pretty reasonable on this stuff. So I am super excited about it. We'll talk about the ammo real quick. These are some 200 grain semi-wad cutters. These are store-bought bullets. I'm done buying store-bought bullets. These 1911s seem to like the 200 grainers okay. You guys have seen the channel with shooting those around those flat points. They're 230 grain. They're a bullet I cast myself, but I've got quite a few of these left, and I think this gun shoots them reasonably good. So I thought, well, this is what we'll take today. I had a little bag of them sitting there in my reloading room, so I thought, well, I'll just take these and shoot these today. So I brought my trigger gauge out today, and I wanted to measure the trigger on this guy because it's pretty dang good. And we'll do that. I got to get my old man glasses on here so I can read the dang scale. So the gun's clear, so you know I'm not going to be shooting my hand off here. No mag in it. The trigger on this guy, to me, seems pretty dang good. I've done some other measuring triggers. We'll go over that in just a second. We'll see what this guy is. That's about 3.5 pounds. We better try that again. This is a Wheeler trigger gauge. Kind of wished I would have spent the extra money and got the electronic one. Yeah, slightly over 3.5 pounds. And the trigger is very short and crisp. For an out of the box bottom price point, that's pretty dang good, I think. I know that I've tested some of my single actions. They're around 2.5 pounds. My Smith & Wesson 629, I think, is about 4 pounds. So my other 1911, I know I tested it a while back, it was about 5.5 pounds. So this 3.5 to 4 pound range, that's pretty stinking good trigger for bottom of the line stuff. So let's go ahead and shoot some groups. Alrighty, let's go check the target. Well, I am pretty stinking happy with that. You guys can see there's two touching each other, almost cookie cut, and one just slightly higher. Point of impact for me, this is where I'm aiming. I like this 6 o'clock sight picture. That is absolutely perfect. That group is, so you guys can see the tape measure. We'll set it up here. Maybe that'll be a little bit more accurate. Slightly over 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. Yeah, we'll call it 1 5/8 inches. So you guys can see that. Man, I am pretty tickled with that group. I'm gonna go ahead and get the marker and mark those. Well, you know, I've never claimed to be smart. And if I was smart right now, I would just tell you guys thanks for watching and call it a night, but I'm not. So I'm gonna shoot 3 more and see. Honestly, I mean, I'm just could not be happier with that group. You guys have heard me say I'm always striving for 3 shots at 1 inch at 25 yards. Do I get it? That's pretty rare. I've got some revolvers and stuff that will shoot that. Man, for a bare bone stock 1911, as far as barrels, triggers, those, you know, accurizing things, this thing's entry level. This is as cheap as you can get. That tells me the quality that Charles Daly is putting out. You know, the gun's made in Italy. That's phenomenal to me. I'm just to shoot a group like that. If that group was 2.5, I'd probably say I'm okay with it, but at 1.5 inches, I am happy as a clam. But we're gonna try to do it one more time and maybe not screw it up, I hope. Here we go. All right, we'll go have a look. I can see the target from here that I should have quit, but we'll go up and look at the target anyway. Well, I told you I should have quit. So here's my first 3, nice little group. This, I think, was my first shot, right in there, perfect. I don't know what happened. I had 2 flyers over here, but you know, the gun's point of impact is still good. Dang it, I should have quit while I was ahead. All right, guys, well, I should have quit while I was ahead, but I know the gun will shoot that. I've shot this gun enough to know that the accuracy of the firearm is there for sure. I am super excited about this. You know, I can honestly say that I've never been one to carry a 1911. You know, I spend a lot of time in the summer, spring, and fall, especially on the mountain with the 4-wheeler, side-by-side stuff. And I'm always carrying just a full-size gun outside the waist. You know, it's not a concealed carry scenario. This might be my new gun that I go to. I recently got a holster. I'm going to do a holster video here coming up. I've gotten some new holsters I kind of want to share with you. But, you know, the cocked and locked holsters put the leather strap between the hammer and the firing pin. So for me, I have never carried a 1911. I'm not ashamed to say that. It's just I'm not comfortable carrying a cocked and locked gun like this. With that holster, I would be. And that's what they're designed for. You know, the safety factor of 1911s, you know, that's a whole another story. You know, manual safety on, grip safety. You know, this grip safety is, you know, I'm confident in that. But as good as this gun is shooting right now, you know, when I'm in the field, there's times that I had a bad encounter summer before last with a badger, and I happened to be horseback, and I had my Colt or my my Ruger Blackhawk 45 Colt with me, and took care of business. But you know, I can hit pretty good with that gun. So for me to go to the mountain and carry a gun, I want to have the confidence that I can hit. And even with that little bit of a flub up on the group, I know that with this gun, I could take care of that type of scenario. So, man, I just love it. I don't know, I'm happy with it. It's one of those deals that, you know, I've kind of made this guy my own, and you know, take a little ownership of it. Love the sights. Kind of, man, I just love everything about it. So anyway, we're gonna wrap the video up for tonight. I just realized I did all this shooting without safety glasses, so I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna do any more shooting. That's not best practice. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't post a video, but anyway, I did it. Sometimes we forget to put our glasses on. I forgot today, and I don't have them with me, so I'm not going to do any more shooting. But I want to tell you guys, thanks for watching. You know, got some great friends in this shooting business. Boyd, you know who I'm talking to. Nate, if you watch this video, I want to tell you how much I appreciate the machine work you did on this gun for me. And I am just can't tell you how excited I am about this guy. Got me finally, after 50 almost years of wanting a customized 1911 45, finally got it. So, thanks for watching, everybody.